The Super Falconets of Nigeria are back in town, but Nigerians are still reacting to the pictures that emerged on social media in which the girls were left sleeping on the airport floor and, of course, on chairs right there in Istanbul, Turkey. And though the NFF has come out to actually explain what happened, but of course, that will always linger for a while, just like other past incidences that we have seen on how Nigeria treat our heroes. Welcome to Nigeria Super Fans Forum. My name is Oluwafemi Ashaolu. So that is where we'll be beginning the show today. And we'll also be talking about a WAFU Under-15 Championship between Mauritania and, of course, Sierra Leone, that very game. Better late than never. We also have talked about it. But, of course, it's still in the front burner. Remember that in that game, Mauritania had to pull out because of, because of danger of the players and, of course, the disparity. That is African football. WAFU Under-15. And you see players who are almost as old as 30 competing in an under-15 football competition. And of course, we're going to Ghana, where a former minister of sports is asking the country to reduce what the players get at the World Cup. He's saying that $100,000 for appearance fee, that is quite high. So this is what we'll be looking at today on the show, and many more. Like I said, once again, welcome. James Agberebi is around in the studio. We'll be trying to get Kayode on phone. And guys, thank you for always being there for us. James, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Femi.
Okay, I don't know how you received the news of NFF's reaction to the picture we saw on social media. I remember the girls sleeping on the bare airport floor and, of course, on the chairs. And the NFF came out to say that they didn't book the flight from Costa Rica that FIFA did. And they said the players experienced a 3-hour delay in Bogota, that's Colombia, then another 1 hour in Panama. But the question is, why always us, James? You never see this happen to the United States, you never see it happen to Germany, you never see it happen to England, Britain, even Italy. Why always Nigeria or even African countries?
I think just the perception all these countries, what they have about Africans, Nigerian in part. Let me talk about my own country. Well, our image outside this country is not something to write home about, and it just goes to show that even the leaders, they don't even care what the people go through. When I saw that, when I saw the pictures, I mean, it was a sad sight to behold. I mean, it's a team that just represented the country.
What kind of message are they even sending to the girls?
You know,
how would their parents feel seeing their children sleeping on
the Super Falcons
on cold floor?
If the Super Falcons can be treated shabbily, no matter what they do at major tournaments, we've seen them, win tournaments, and at the end of the day,
they have to come and fight for their money.
You know, so if such a thing could happen to them, I mean, the Falconets is just a junior team, so it's something they will just toss aside. It's so unfortunate. I mean, it just goes to show that we don't learn lessons from past incidents. We've heard different versions. The NFF too, they came out with their own, telling us this and this was what happened.
I was going to ask you if you think they are complicit.
Well, they said FIFA was in charge of the team's traveling arrangements. That they were not, but sometimes you still have to look at it in this aspect. I mean, we know countries when it comes to diplomatic agreements.
But Turkey, the NFF also said that Turkey has removed Nigeria from countries that get visa on arrival.
Yeah, because sometimes when you look at these countries, we've seen in the recent past, our president, Muhammadu Buhari, and the Turkish president, they do meet.
Erdogan.
Yeah, so sometimes you now begin to wonder, when they meet,
what did they discuss?
What did they really discuss? Because these are some of the things. If you have good relationship with other countries, these are some of the things they look at. They're, okay, we have this is a national team representing a country. And now going through this, that they didn't allow them to go into the city, even not how long are they going to spend it? They were just transiting. But fortunately, they just allowed them. Will they allow this to happen to maybe countries like maybe USC, England? Will they go through this kind of treatment? You know, it's not possible.
It is not.
So it just goes to show the kind.
That's why I asked if the NFF was complicit.
They've come out to give out. They've given their own side of the story, that they are not you are not in charge of the traveling arrangement, so we have to, put them aside.
But
it just goes to show the perception people have about Nigeria. The perception is not good at all. And if we don't trash out most of these things, it will keep on happening. Has been happening, and this one that happened, it didn't even come to me as a surprise. I wasn't really surprised, but I was so ashamed. But I just felt, since we are not ready to deal with issues like this, we are going to continue to embarrass ourselves in front of you.
So the NFF said the players, by the time they got to Istanbul, Turkey, to connect a flight to Nigeria, of course, they already missed the flight because they've lost about 4 hours. And of course, they said plea to the Turkish airline to wait for the team actually fell on deaf ears. Okay, James, I hope that things like this will not happen anymore, because it is one of the issues, whether you like it or not, Nigeria will still put the blame on the DOB, the NFF, because they run the football in the country. Though, like you said, they've come to try to wash their hands clean, but you can still, stay away from such blame. And that is one of the issues that some people have with the Asamoah Gyan administration because of issues like this. Remember, there are even too many to even mention. You just talked about the Super Falconets. I remember they went to, I think that was Cameroon. When they came back, they had to fight for their bonus.
Even as far back as 2004 in South Africa, they had to fight for their bonuses and the rest.
Now, look at the one that just finished in Morocco. They had to even boycott the training. Yeah. You understand? So we just hope that the new administration that will be coming in September, the election is on September 30, we hope that the administration will ensure that things like this do not happen. Because I know that if you really want this kind of thing to end, I think it is very, very possible. It's just to contact FIFA. FIFA, even as the team were experiencing delay, you should have envisaged that it is possible that they will miss their flight. Yeah. So what are the other alternatives they were put on the table? These are young girls. Yeah. We shouldn't give them this kind of perception or this kind of very negative exposure earlier on, trying to represent their country. Well, I don't know how their parents will feel seeing their children, sleeping all over in an airport. James, let's talk about this Wafu under 15. I'm sure you've seen the picture.
Yes.
I don't know when Africa is going to grow up. Wafu alone. Wafu has been in the news for bad reasons that we've raised on this program because of the demonic pairings that they do in the sub-region, where you pair the biggest teams, your best teams against each other, and they eliminate each other. Now, look at this competition. I don't know whether MRI was carried out for this Wafu under 15, but you could see you can see the picture on the screen. Mauritania, like we said, they had to withdraw from the championship. You can see the age difference. Yeah. There is no way anyone would tell me that those Sierra Leonean players are 15-year-old. James.
Yeah, I think when I saw,
or even under 15.
Yeah, when I saw the pictures, I felt ashamed, not as a Nigerian, as an African. I think we've not. I don't know. I think we still have to sit down and orientate ourselves, educate ourselves again about age grade competition. I think this idea of win at all costs syndrome is really that's why we don't do it when it comes to major tournaments like the World Cup, because we've seen players who featured in this tournament. Francesco Totti was part of the Roma team, Italian team that played in 1993 under 17 World Cup. That had the likes of Wanko Kanu, Usunoruma, Celeste.
Okay, in Japan 93.
Yeah, he was in that team, and today is a World Cup. He won the World Cup with Italy. David De Gea of Manchester United. He was at the under 2007.
Under 17, right?
Yeah, now he's still very active. Toni Kroos was in Nigeria 2009. He's still active, playing for one of the biggest teams in Europe. Granit Xhaka, who played for Arsenal, he came to Nigeria in 2009. Neymar too came to Nigeria in 2009. They are still active. Where are our home players? Many of them, they are receiving pensions now.
They are still active.
They are pensioners
active
now.
pension, yeah.
I mean, so coming back to the under 15, when I saw, I just like this. We don't learn. I will never learn. We continue. I don't blame them, because you can't, because of just a tournament, a platform set to discover players. You now want to enjoy this young, because some of them at the end of the day, they might even sustain their life-threatening injuries from this
That was why they said they were withdrawing.
Yeah,
because for the safety of the players.
Exactly, because it's not for them. It's not about winning the tournament. It's about exposing
the disparity players. Was even too
but
much.
when you're now facing the team that's like, I mean, check, you don't even find they might come out and argue that in their passport they are under 15
and they lost. They lost is new.
Imagine and look at the appearance, for God's sake. I mean, this
it's like
if we continue like this, we will continue to do very poorly when it comes to the major. You can't hide these things. All these things they will surely come out. I mean when you look at all this, or that the likes of Xavi came to Nigeria in 1999. He played until close to 40.
Yeah.
You know, Puyol too was sent in Sydney 2000. All these guys, they even what's his name? Fabregas was in 2001 under 17 with our own Mikel Obi in Finland. And look at all these guys.
You can even see Mikel, Lionel Messi.
Yeah,
he's still playing active football.
So until we sit down as Africans, sit down and re-educate ourselves. And look, this tournament is not a must you win. They just said this is just like a platform for you to give these young upcoming players the opportunity to showcase their talent. But all this idea of you want to
win at
when
all costs.
Win it, what next?
James, what I even want to ask is, I remember during in the build-up to the WAFU under 17 that Nigeria won with the Unuka Agbade side.
Yeah.
He said he was discussing the stringent processes that it took them during the MRI. He said because the rule for the championship is that if I think one player or a number of players, once they find out that they are overaged, the whole team will be disqualified. He said, so they have to ensure that no cheating in this instance. Now, why is it that at now this point, this very basic, that is very critical, very, very crucial, that WAFU got it wrong?
Yeah, I think maybe they didn't really, I don't know, because I don't think they didn't do their homework well. Because I mean, when you look at the two teams,
even mere looking at the players,
you just know that
mere looking at the player, you will know that the age disparity.
You know that something is wrong. When I saw like daddies playing against
his kids, yeah.
I mean, if you check out the Mauritanians, look at the jersey, very big on
them
compared to the other.
You know their kids, the Sierra Leoneans.
They look like people who have been playing in the top league in their country. I mean, it was so obvious. So, like I said, we just have to sit down and look at ourselves. What do we really want to achieve in football, especially when it comes to the age grade? We still want to keep on churning out overhead players, and when we get to the main tournament, we just fizzle out. I think most African players, the time they retire from football, so then they retire
too early,
early 30s. While somebody like Zlatan is still active.
Look at Modric.
Modric is almost 40, still balling. Many of them like that. If you go to Syria, you see a lot of players close to 40, they are still active. Well, in our own case here, you see a player.
Look at Tony came to limelight at that time when some African players will have even retired from football.
Look at what is it? So the I don't know. It has been so bad for African. You just have to sit down and let's ask ourselves, what do we really want to achieve in all these competitions? It's not about you going ahead to win it, and at the end of the day, when you expect these players to
blossom
from there, the next thing you start picking up injuries. You know, one thing again, one player
injuries that are coming, maybe
you show that that age, because as a very young player, if you start getting injury, at least you can still overcome it because of the age. But when it's persistent, I mean, there are a lot of questions to be asked. So for me, this is the sad episode for this under 15. The organizers have a lot of work to do.
Or maybe someone even have a question to answer. Actually, if you ask me, because if you look at the disparity, the size, the massive difference, I think question needs to be asked. Even if the Sierra Leoneans had passed the MRI test, I think something still need to be done regarding asking them, digging deeper about how come these players were able to be screened for this competition. James, let's talk about the CHAN, the qualifier. It's almost here now. Yeah. And the Black Galaxies, of course, they lost their friendly game to Qatar 2-1 in that friendly in Austria. you know, we've been talking about the fitness, the preparation. They are miles ahead of Nigeria because now they are even exposed. They even played a so-called, to them, it would be like a good preparation for them because they actually went there to represent the Black Stars who couldn't make it. Now, let's talk about our own. James, what would you be expecting? The first leg will be taking place in Cape Coast, just a matter of less than 72 hours now. What would you be expecting from this Salisu Yusuf side? And unfortunately, even Fatai Osho, the assistant coach, has lamented that they've been unable to organize as many friendlies in order to help the boys, you know, lift their fitness level because, unfortunately, most MPFL teams are on break currently.
Well, whatever the outcome of the game, I think if at the end of the day we lose the ticket to Ghana, we don't have anybody to blame but ourselves because we knew from the onset that we're going to play Ghana. There was nothing on the ground. We just got to camp some few days, even up to a week now that they've been in camp. While the Black Galaxy, they've been
played home and away against the Spirits of Benin,
and they went to Austria to play against Qatar. Find the loss, but to me the result is
inconsequential.
Because playing against Qatar, the World Cup host, I mean, they've exposed themselves. It has given them that
confidence
going into this match. You know, so what they played a high-profile friendly compared to the home-based Super Eagles who played. They played against Plateau United. They played against, I think, one amateur team
in Abuja.
I think they won.
They played draw 1-0 against Plateau United.
Well, good for them, but I think I will stick my neck to for the Black Galaxies to edge this one based on what is on the ground in terms of preparation, in terms of the thing that has been serious about this game. The Nigerian team, I mean, they just got to camp just a few days ago. They just arranged the friendly games to just put them in shape. And the only thing that we see the Nigerian team overcome the Ghanaians is just luck, passion, you know, what derbies bring, you know, when it comes to rivalries. That's the only thing that we give Nigerian team an opportunity to even overcome Ghana. But when it comes to the reality, you have to give it to the Black Galaxies.
But I think the level of preparation has really, if you ask me, it has washed off the Jollof derby that we always talk about. This would be like, you know what they call asaro in Yoruba? Yam porridge. It would be like yam porridge. It's like this. It has really watered down from Jollof derby to yam porridge.
So for me, the Black Galaxies, if they qualify,
because if the preparation had been top notch, I think we would have been looking forward to a very
but, you know, like I always say, derbies. When it comes to the derbies, phone books are always thrown out the window. That's if the Nigerian team will measure up and make us believe in that saying that when it comes to derbies, all this form and who has the best player preparation, that's the only thing that will make them get the edge over the Black Galaxies. But in terms of reality, in terms of the team that deserve to qualify, in terms of preparation, in terms of focus, concentration and everything, I think the Black Galaxies have they have the edge. If they qualify, I mean, nobody should come out and start saying what is not, because they've been preparing for this game, and I just pray that my country wins, because everyone else is still patriotic. But in terms of just being objective now, you know that the Black Galaxies, if they edge it, they deserve it.
So James is literally saying that the Super Eagles Team B, they are literally in the hands of God regarding that game coming up against the Black Galaxies. Well, hopefully, like he said, maybe they'll be able to bring their A game, because even the coach, Salisu Yusuf, has lamented that in terms of fitness and preparation, the Black Galaxies are far ahead of Nigeria. Let's quickly go on this break, and we're about to talk about a former Minister of Youth and Sport in Ghana. I'm talking about Elvis Ankara. He is saying that the $100,000 appearance fee that is paid to the Black Stars at the World Cup is outrageous, and he's been saying that the country needs to draw the line between patriotism and representing your country. You know, so he's trying to say that that fee is actually, or that bonus or that allowance, whatever it is quite too high. We're about to talk about it, but what do you really think? $100,000? We'll be back to talk about it, and let us also know what you think about it. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and it's still Nigeria Supermans Forum Of course, in the first part of the show, we talked about the Super Falconets, the unpleasant treatment in Istanbul, Turkey, where the players had to sleep on the airport floor. And of course, we've talked about the WAFU Under 15 Championship, where Mauritania have been forced to withdraw because of age disparity between them and Sierra Leone in their encounter, which ended 6-0. Of course, we showed you the pictures. It's very, 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 very shocking. And of course, we talked about the CHAN tournament coming up, the qualifiers, between Nigeria and the Black Galaxies. The game is just less than 72 hours away. And of course, yourself, if you want to deceive ourselves, the Black Galaxies are way, way ahead in terms of preparation. Now, let's get the show started. We told you before we went on that break that Elvis Ankara, a former Minister of Sports in Ghana, I'm sure our Ghanaian fans, of course, they can relate. He's been saying that the appearance fee of $100,000 to each player at the World Cup is far, far too much. And he's been saying that the line should be drawn between compensating players and rewarding them. James, what do you think?
I think the former minister wants to create a problem where there is not. You all remember what happened in 2014 with the Black Stars in Brazil. So him coming out to now see this, he wants to create problems again now. The team don't need all this distraction now.
Anyway, it's his opinion.
So if it's his own opinion, it should just be his own opinion and ends there. The team don't need any distraction now. The team didn't do well at the AFCON. They were able to, get themselves back, win the World Cup ticket, and now you're now coming out to see. You want to cause distraction, you want to cause the confusion in the team now. If that's what they will get, let them have it. You can't just come out from the Blues now and start, throwing stuff like this. They don't deserve it. Talking about rewarding and compensating. We've had cases of the country is what is it called? Do what? How do they normally say this?
Ask for what you can do for your country
and not what your country can do for you. Please, these guys are professionals. If this is what they will get, give them.
Okay, James, the GFA and the players, we heard that they've been taking steps as regarding how much the players will earn at the World Cup. Yeah. That has not been made public yet. But this guy, in an interview with Louvre FM in Kumasi, he said that there's a need for balancing between compensating and, of course, rewarding. And maybe I'll quickly quote him. He said, as a country, you need to have a balance between rewarding and compensating your players. It is their profession. Yes, that is what they live on. But at the same time, you have to also look at the current situation. I think that this huge appearance fee is a no-no. We have to balance it. Don't forget that these guys are breadwinners. That is an indictment on him, kind of. And he said they have so many dependents and people who look up to them. So you definitely have to give them something, but not a huge sum of money, like $100,000.
Well, he has said his own. It's just his own opinion. Like I said, and I will continue.
But your opinion, $100,000 for appearance for a player is not too much.
See, these guys, they've paid the price. They've done their bit. They've qualified the country. Do you know what Ghana will benefit qualifying for this World Cup? Even the FIFA grant. Teams normally get grants and all because of their performance, because of the what is it called? The discipline. How will I put it now? What they did for the country, they qualified Ghana for the country for the World Cup, and because of that, a lot of.
But at the same time, also helping their career.
Yeah, I know. It's a win-win and something. So you can't when you now get to their own tournament, that's when you now come out. You're now coming out to tell the whole world that the $100,000. If that's what they are going to get, let them have it. The Black Stars, they don't need distraction now. Based on what happened in 2014, they don't need anything that will start cropping up, causing distraction and confusion and causing a.
But James, do you think that this kind of mentality disrupts patriotism, like the spirit to the fact that the satisfaction you get from representing your country should supersede any financial reward that you eventually get?
One thing about this,
remember, at the same time, helping their career as well.
When it gets to issues of money, that's when our officials come out and are telling us, play for pride, it's a country, defend the colors. But when it gets to their own turn, I don't think we always hear things like money issue where it gets to the officials, we hardly hear anything. But when it comes to the players, that's when you start hearing things. Oh no, defend the country. Oh no, who are the players who run for 90 minutes defending the flag of the country, going through a lot, getting injuries and all those things? But when that comes to this, you're not telling them, no, they should do this. No, if that's what they're going to get, they deserve it. Like I always say, like I will continue to say, the Ghanaian team, the players went through a lot of attacks, a lot of insults after what happened at the AFCON. They were able to get themselves back. Ayew didn't play the qualifiers, but he came, he was with the team.
Yeah, the moral support.
He supported the team, he did everything to make sure that they were able to rectify what happened at the AFCON, and they were able to get the ticket. And now you're not coming out to say it's too much. No, I think what he's saying now, some of the GFA officials, they might even pick it up and say, oh, maybe this guy is saying the truth. They now call the players, look guys, why not accept? From there, you start having issues. Some of the players might accept, some will not. So based on what have been happening in the past, and I believe players like Ayew, they were in that 2014 squad who went through that. That was a very good Ghanaian squad. Unfortunately, because of money issues, they just derailed, at the World Cup. You remember that they were the only team that didn't lose to Germany at that World Cup. They lost to USC. They were able to rally. They were so unlucky not to beat the German team that won the World Cup. So because the team was already in disarray, that's why they couldn't go further. That's why they went on to lose.
No, he's saying they shouldn't pay them, but he's just saying 100,000 at this current climate. That the 100,000 is.
What he would have said is, okay, fine, you call the players together. See, guys, this is what is happening. The way you approach issues like this. But for you to now say it's too much, you're not in any position to decide what they get. I mean, fine, you can come out and maybe advise that, okay, you guys, maybe you meet and talk to the players, plead with them, especially when it comes to we all know what the cities, what it's going through now in terms of when you talk of the exchange rate, it's fine. But for you to now say it's too much, they should slash it down. You want to cause issues where there is not, and it's only going to backfire on the team. I mean, they don't need that now. So for me, the player, if that's what they deserve, they should get their $100,000. Or you come out, you plead with them. If they will reduce it, fine. But for you to, I mean, no, I don't agree.
James is angry. He's really angry. I don't know if you share the same opinion. Please let us know in the comment section, especially particularly for our Ghanaian fans. What do you think? Do you think the man is right? $100,000 appearance fee for each Black Star at the 2022 World Cup. What do you think? And also, you can let us know, how do you think you can balance between patriotism and reward? What do you think can be done? Please don't forget to indicate where you're watching us from. Not only even for our Ghanaians, for our viewers all around the world, from Japan, Australia, South Africa, Cameroon, even right here in Nigeria. Please let us know and also indicate where you're reaching us from. And of course, the last about Asamoah Gyan wanting to play in the 2022 FIFA World Cup has not been heard because a superstar, music superstar, I'm talking about Stonebwoy, has backed Asamoah Gyan because recently, after all the attacks on Asamoah Gyan, because I tell you, a lot of Ghanaians didn't like the fact that he's trying to force his way back into the Black Stars. Stonebwoy is backing Asamoah Gyan, and Asamoah Gyan, like I said, went on an interview on Data Show, and I quote him. He said, no, I don't think Ghanaians have celebrated me enough. There are a lot of people who come on social media to disrespect me. They say a lot of things, but they know the truth. He said one thing about Ghanaians is they know the right thing. Instead of them putting it out there, they will not do it. Then Stonebwoy, in an interview with Accra-based It's FM, he said, I think we can do better at celebrating people who have worked so hard to put Ghana on the map. It's really important that we have to just deliberately focus on making sure that we sing people's praise and give them the flowers they deserve. End of quote. James, we even gathered that Asamoah Gyan is planning to join a club, within the time to the World Cup, so that he can be fully fit. So Ghanaians are on one side, Asamoah Gyan is on the other side, and he hasn't even spoken with Otoado, according to what we've also gathered. But Stonebwoy, nonetheless, is coming out to say that Ghanaians have not appreciated Asamoah Gyan enough. And remember, Stonebwoy is a very, very popular. So perhaps you could even change the opinion of a lot of Ghanaian fans. What do you think?
I don't think Stonebwoy is in a position to I don't even doesn't even know the mind of Ghanaians.
Do you know, I saw a picture, sorry, I saw a picture of Stonebwoy and Asamoah Gyan performing together on a stage. So I kind of understand where his position is actually coming from. Go ahead.
Well, for me, Asamoah is just putting himself under undue pressure. Look, he's a Ghanaian legend. He has done a lot for not only Ghanaian football, for African football. He's the highest.
That is why he's demanding for more respect now.
No, the respect is there, but it's as if he feels he's not getting it enough. I mean, you are not going to force respect from people. To me, he's a legend. Like I said, he's a legend.
No, the respect he's talking about is the manner at which people have received his opinion that he wants to get back to the national team to help the Black Stars at the World Cup.
A lot of people have reacted to it. They have their reasons why they don't want him back in the national team. Fine, you said, to me, like I said, I'm with the Ghanaian people, the ones who said they don't want. I mean, you've achieved, you've done your bit. You just go to this World Cup and embarrass yourself, and all the records, all the achievements you've garnered over the years, everything will just go down the drain. You've not been part of this team. This team has been together for close to how many years now? You just all of a sudden, because the World Cup is so close now, you think you are now the patriotic Ghanaian who want to go and win the World Cup.
But you think if you had been playing, if you had been with the club, he
would have had a chance. But this one, you've not been active. Even like I said in our previous episode, Sule Muntari, if there's one person who has at least a reason to be called back into the World Cup, it's Sule Muntari, not even Asamoah. You know, so for me, he's just putting himself under undue pressure. He's just trying to force himself. The Ghanaians love Asamoah. Fine, I know the 2010 World Cup penalty miss will still be ringing in the heads of a lot of Ghanaians. It's fine. Things like this happen. Remember the Ghanaian, what do you call the former indomitable lions of Cameroon player, Pierre Wumi. You know, remember he missed the penalty that cost Cameroon a place at the 2006 World Cup against Egypt. But this was the same guy who scored the penalty that won them gold medal in Sydney 2000 against Spain. So all these things happen. Now you are saying that the Ghanaians, they don't respect. Are you going to compare yourself to the likes of Abedi Pele, Tony Yeboah? The difference between Asamoah and these guys is because they didn't play at the World Cup. That's just the difference between him and this guy. These are African legends. Is he going to compare himself with Abedi Pele? Abedi Pele, who was the former three-time African Footballer of the Year, who won the AFCON, who won the Champions League in a Marseille team that had the likes of Rivola, had the likes of Deschamps, had the likes of Desailly, had the likes of Fabian Barthez, had the likes of Basiboli. He was not just a fringe player, he was a key player. He created the assist that got the only goal. You know, so a lot of guys are even ahead of they are not even coming out to say they are not appreciating them enough, blah blah blah. No, you're just putting yourself under. You don't need all this. Just like I said before, you can still be part of this team by supporting them in a different capacity. You know, just being at the World Cup to motivate them, you know, to cheer them on. But it's like you just want to force yourself into the team. You're not coming out to say they don't appreciate you. The only thing, fine, you are the top African goal scorer at the World Cup. Fine, everybody recognize that feat. Nobody's taking that away from you. But aside that, you've not won the Nations Cup for Ghana. It's so unfortunate, but I mean, that's the fact. You know, so for me, you should just take a chill pill, just relax, support, give them your support. There are different ways to support the team. Don't start coming out to say, who knows whether he was one that even asked Stonebwoy to come out.
James, the way you are talking, if you were Ghanaian, I think you will have carried maybe a banner in Ghana and said, no, Asamoah Gyan, we don't want it.
It's not about being having a dislike for Asamoah. But, I mean, Ghana needs to do well at the World Cup. We've seen teams who go ahead to do well at the World Cup without their star player. So if he has been to the World Cup 3 times, a lot of Thomas Partey has never played at the World Cup. I mean, this is a big opportunity. I pray he doesn't get injured because he deserves to be at the World Cup. I mean, he scored the crucial goal that qualified Ghana to, and they missed a lot of. Dede Ayew didn't play. Some of their top guys didn't play, but they managed to. You are not part of this team now. You want to come out and they don't like me. They don't. I mean, come on.
But James, if Asamoah Gyan eventually gets a team now, and let's assume his fitness level is able to be ascertained that this guy is in top fitness level and he can play at any international tournament, Do you think Ghana should still take it to the
No,
World Cup?
they shouldn't take it. Because I mean, from now to November, I mean, what kind of magic is he going to perform with that team?
This is just August.
I remember, look at
this is just
August.
August.
Breaks down and gets injured.
No, leave that. At that moment, he would know that his destiny is no longer in his
Whatever
hands.
he does now, it doesn't count. You already have players who are younger, who are fitter, who are hungrier now. They just have to do well at the World Cup. I mean, Ghana just have to. They are one of the teams Africa is looking up to do well at the World Cup. Their pedigree. One of the 3 African teams who made it to the quarterfinal. Unfortunately, for 2010 World Cup, you also what happened.
That is what Asamoah Gyan wants to come back and correct that.
Other players can go ahead and do well for Ghana. He's not a must that he should be the thing. To me, this is just being selfish. He's just being selfish, self-centered. I mean, you were not part of the team. You just want to now bulldoze your way, and you coming out to say they don't like you, they don't do it. I mean, they love Asamoah, but you just have to just.
Maybe can go. Maybe as a role model, kind of.
Like I said, even in 2010, David Beckham was supposed to be part of the World Cup. He got injured, but he still went there as kind of an ambassador. And I mean, so him going to the World, he's not going to win the World Cup anyway for Ghana. So. That's just the truth.
Okay, James, let's Asamoah Gyan, as we quickly round up now. Former Ghanaian youth goalkeeper Mutawakilu Seidu, he was with Enugu Rangers. Now he has moved to join MPFA champions Rivers United. I think it's going to be a good move for him.
Yeah, a good one. I think he's following the footsteps of legends like Edward Ansah, and a player like someone like Fatau, who. Who
had to leave.
Yeah, he left, but at least he came.
He came.
Former national team goalkeeper. When I saw the story about this guy, it just brought me back to when Edward Ansah was in Nigeria with Iwanya National, now Heartland.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that the Nigerian league too can attract good players, and also from our neighboring Ghana. So let's just hope that he does well. I think you're giving that platform to impress the national team handlers, and get. I don't know if he's a part of the Ghanaian national team.
No, not yet. But he was the first choice goalkeeper at the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in 2015. Okay, so there is still hope that one day will become the number one for the Black Stars.
If the fact that he was signed by Nigerian club shows that he's a very good goalkeeper. So let's just pray that they give him the opportunity to showcase what he can do, so that he will always remind us the likes of Edward Ansah and Fatau.
Yeah, and he made 22 appearances for Rangers last season. He considered 20 goals and he made 10 clean sheets. I think it's not a bad record, and he'll be able to bring his experience to bear for Rivers United. They'll be playing in the CAF Champions League.
Give the black guys some tips about the Nigerian. He's always been in Nigeria before, so he knows our players. So maybe you just give them some tips about the Nigerian players who to watch out for, and maybe it will be their. I call him their spy now.
Okay, James. The last topic for this episode, before we run out of the studio, my producer is already telling us to round up. Okay, let's talk about Ashanti Kotoko. They lost 2-0 to Al Hilal of Sudan in the club friendly. But what has really made me happy about a lot of Ghanaian clubs is, one, the way the clubs are run. Then two, they are very intentional about it. Look at the quality of this friendly now. Kotoko knew to be playing in the CAF Champions League, and he decided to play friendly against a top team. It is not even about the result now. It is the exposure. Like we saw, some of these players, they'll be playing the CAF Champions League for the first time in their career. But look at the deliberate effort. MPFL teams, we are Rivers United. We don't even know what they are doing right now, James.
The Nigerians, the only thing they do is, I think the NFF or LMC, MPFL, they just organize like, is it Super 4, Super 6?
Before the season,
That's
right?
the highest preseason they always come up with. But look at a team like Ashanti Kotoko going as far as playing
a friendly against Al Hilal of Sudan, mighty Al Hilal.
The biggest team. That will show you a team that is serious. They know that they're going to meet teams like this. So what better way to prepare for a major tournament than playing against some of the best teams? I mean, you would have expected them to play teams within the country, but that will not give you the real test. So when you go outside of your comfort zone, you meet the best, find the loss, but the result is secondary now. The thing is how the players are able to measure up against this team. I hope aside playing against Al Hilal, they are still going to play other top teams to prepare them well, because they know that they're going to the continent. They've won this championship before. It's been a long time, but when you talk of some of the big teams in Africa, you cannot rule out Ashanti Kotoko. So I just hope and pray that other friendly games will come up, be able to test this and put them in the right frame of mind going into the continent.
And also good one for the new coach of Kotoko. I'm talking about Seydou Zabo. He was in the dugout, so I'm sure he gave him the game must have given him a very good picture of his team and what to do going forward.
Yeah, a good one for him, and you're able to build from this. Like I said, forget about the result. The result doesn't count. It's how the players, how they played, the chemistry, the formation, how they were able to interpret everything. So, like I said, they should make sure they arrange another top quality friendly game, because at the end of the day, it's the team that's going to benefit from this.
Okay, so the two teams will also meet again on Friday. Again on Friday. And I think it will further give Seydou Zabo another opportunity to see the team very well, prepare them for the CAF champions, and of course for the defense of their title. Remember, the Ghana Premier League will be kicking off next month in September. So it's going to be a great one. We'll be getting our fingers crossed to see how those teams, the teams in Ghana perform. Remember that, of course, Out of Folk, of course, also they will also be playing in the continent. James Agurebe, thanks for coming through the show today.
Thank you for me.
And unfortunately, sorry, we couldn't get Kayode Ogundare on phone. We promise that next time, of course, he will be speaking to us. And to our fans all over the world, we cannot thank you enough for always being there for us. Of course, we are here because you want us to be here. You've been supportive all along, and you've always been there for us, for your comments all around the world. We thank you. For subscribing to our channel, we say thank you very much. Please keep subscribing, share our videos, like the videos, and like we always say, if there is anything that has to do with football in Africa, in your country, even in your locality where you want us to talk about, please just indicate it in the comment section. Of course, we'll pick it from there, try to do our research, and of course, we will do what you're supposed to do here, because that is what Nigeria Super Fans Forum is all about, to talk about football in Africa. Thank you for always being there for us. Until next time, I remain Oluwafemi Ashalu. Have a wonderful time. Remember that dream, don't give up, keep chasing it until we get it right. Bye.